Hi, this is Linda again, and I'd like to have a little talk with you about metaphysics and spiritual healings. Because a lot of times the doctors will write you off, and that's kind of what happened with me. I was going to a class with my husband, fortunately, with this really nice psychic lady who was giving a class on healing and spirituality and everything. And right in the middle of the class, he came down with cancer, and the doctors gave him 6 months to live. Well, you get really serious about, trying to get well with this. And so she had recommended some books to us. One was Three Magic Words by U.S. Anderson. Another one was Who's the Matter with Me? And suggested we go to Unity Church, which believes in spiritual healing, or, the Science of Mind Church, which they believe in medicine and, retraining your subconscious, So anyway, we were trying to pull rabbits out of hats. We were doing everything that we could possibly do. And I'm happy to say he was healed. The doctors were like shocked. They went to do second operation on him, and there was no cancer anywhere, not in his lymph nodes, anywhere. And so that was 40 years ago. He's fine. He's doing really well. After that, and I divorced him, by the way, because I knew I drove him nuts. But anyway, after that, I also came down with a tumor the size of a grapefruit. That I had manifested it because I didn't want to have any more children. And so I, went to these churches, and they said, well, just go ahead and go get your operation. But, we'll do a little spiritual healing. Well, I go into the hospital, and 2 doctors in 2 different towns that told me I had this tumor the size of, I go in, and it's gone. I mean, it disappeared. There was absolutely not a thing on my pathology report. So that made me take a real look at, if changing your thoughts can change a physical illness or make you susceptible to a healing, because you and I know that God is what really healed us both of that, but making us receptive to a healing was real important, and so I started studying metaphysics because relationship problems, physical problems, any kind of work problems, money problems, there's got to be a mental causation for every single one of those, and, like with the body, the right side is male, the left side is female. So if someone doesn't like what they're seeing, say you don't like what you're seeing in a man, you'll get a red eye, or a sty in your eye, or your vision will blur. If it's you don't like what you hear, you'll get an earache. If if you're having money problems, it'll hit you in the throat. If you're not feeling loved, it'll hit you in your lungs. Either through a cold, pneumonia, emphysema. If you're having stomach problems, you're feeling guilty about something. Sometimes indigestion is indecision over a moral issue. A pain in the lower back will be feeling of a separation from a mate. So your whole body, every time you're thinking something it doesn't like, it starts yelling at you. I used to get a pain in my right knee. And that's because I was feeling, and that's false pride on the male side. So I was feeling superior to some man. And when I got that pain, I said, okay, I hear you. I'm not superior or inferior to anybody, to any man. And then the pain would go away. And if I got a pain in my left knee, I'd say, all right, I hear you. Okay, I'm not superior. I'm just equal. I'm not inferior or superior to anyone. And the pain would go away. So our body is constantly trying to communicate, hey, I don't like what you're saying about that person. You need to change that thought, because we're in a world of walking mirrors, and it's kind of like as a metaphysician, I'm kind of looking at a person sitting inside of a room inside their head saying, you make me sick. And guess what? They're right, They're talking to themselves. And so every time we say a word, It's like our body is spitting back. It doesn't like we're trying to make it swallow, so it spits it back out to us in the form of pain. So anytime that you're getting sick, you have to say, who's the matter with me? Or you make me sick. I'm going to write a book called You Make Me Sick, because every time we think we have the right, to, or we let something eat at us, that's the cancer thing, or we're holding on to a pressure. These are all thoughts that our body says, you know what? You don't get to think that way because I'm going to cause you pain because you're causing me pain. So anyway, that's a little bit about the metaphysics, and when you want a new understanding or need a new understanding, you can have problems with your feet, so there's a million different things that our body is trying to communicate. The key is learning to listen to it so we can stay healthy. So you have a great day, and I'll talk with you later. Bye.